Let a few of y'all get in here. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, you're going to get me copyrighted.
I'm sorry. Oh, you want to log your phone?
Yes. I'm going to let a few people get in here.
You're going to charge it? It's going to die.
Look at my charge. I got 2 chargers. Nobody going to come in just yet because I didn't make no announcement, so they think I'm not on.
Marquita will.
What? Marquita? Smoochie, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Jab Queen. What's going on? What's going on? My fault. I ain't making no announcement, so I ain't expecting too many people to get in here right away. You feel me? But we in the building. What's going on? We on the road to 4K. Well into the 3K mark. About to hit that 3,100 mark already. Shit. Coffee Plan, what up? Some nigga by the name of Big Dog. Nah, we packing you, cuz, just based off your profile pic. I'm cool. What the fuck is a minge? Look that up. What is that? Let's pack him up. That just something just tell me. Something just tell me that's weird. That just sounds super gay. I gotta stop cursing on here too, because they keep demonetizing my videos. You know what I mean? Miles Jordan, what up? Coffee Plant, Slime, Jab Queen, Smoochie, Marlon. What's going on? Did they yo, hold up. Did they switch the chat back to regular usernames? It looked like it, cause I see everybody regular name back in effect. What's going on? What's going on? Hit the likes, hit the likes. Oh shit, we got 26 people out of nowhere. Oh shit, welcome back. No, no, no. We gotta pack him. We gotta pack him. He said, who's beefing with Oscar? We need to call the homies in East LA. Oh no. What'd you say, man?
There's more flavors.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we got the usernames back. I guess them YouTube people, they heard the criticisms. They wasn't with it. Yeah, man, we gotta just keep packing these dudes. Let's keep these wrenches sharp.
Oh, can I try to pack somebody?
Sure, you just gotta stay in the chat. Hit the likes, hit the likes. 25 people in the building. Let's get 25 likes. Come on, let's go. It ain't gonna cost you nothing. J Cash, what up? Edison Chapman, that just telling me he on weird shit. So I don't know, just that name just sound weird. I gotta see what's going on. Oh, but you've been around for a while, so salute. What?
Who's Austin?
Yeah, like, yo, these niggas coming in full effect.
Fast with it.
Yeah, we smack niggas with the wrench. I ain't repeating nothing, but I'm gonna tell you.
iPad kid.
This nigga name is El Bicho. Yeah. Yo, the trolls coming in full form. Like, what is going on? Yo. I ain't never had to smack this many people off the rip. Yo, that's how you know we popping. Yo, look at this. Look at this. Bro, my mom just caught me giving a Nathan's. Hold on. Bro, my mom just caught me giving a Nathan's brand hot dog some sloppy. What? Oh my God. Yo, y'all wildin'. He said, now I'm embarrassed and don't know what to do. I was going beast mode on it too. Hey, yo. These niggas came through with a pack of trolls.
What the hell?
Yo, what? Yo, I'm trying to talk boxing. Y'all wildin'.
That's cool.
I came here to talk boxing. Y'all wildin'. Get R. Diddy Kelly out of here. Facts. Super Diddy.
Oh.
Oh man, they're definitely waiting. Wow. There's some wild shit going on, man. Baby girl Bex, what up? MMA lover, he said Jake Paul is the GOAT. No, but your mother is. Let's go, champ. Your mother the GOAT, for sure. Let me coming in here saying that goofy shit. Niggas say elite homo vibes. But anyways, how's everybody doing, man? I usually be, setting up in my, my desk over there. I mean, my desk. You feel me? I be over at my desk over there talking my boxing and shit, but I just feel like kicking it today. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't really see the need to really go live today. I posted multiple videos today, and the boxing game. You know what I mean? They didn't come out with any more crazy news today. But I wanted to talk about this because I thought this shit was hilarious. Edgar Berlanga and Oscar De La Hoya are going at it on social media right now. And it seems like it's getting a bit personal. Me personally, I feel like Edgar Berlanga is like in his promotional bag. Oscar De La Hoya is in his promotional bag too, but they getting to the point now where they talking about slapping each other. Like I heard Berlanga say he gonna slap De La Hoya. It's like Berlanga, keep it a beam, bro. You not like that. You definitely not like that. I never heard like for me to really believe that you like that. Look, the bat, the drum about to fall. The drum about to fall. Wow. Wow. Anyways, um, yeah, Jab Queen, she's talking about it's so Martin Luther King is facts. Definitely wilding. But Berlanga, I don't understand where this tough shit, this tough guy shit coming from with Edgar Berlanga. Like, for me to genuinely believe that you like that, you gotta have a history of doing it. Like, you just don't wake up one day and be like, I'm a street nigga. I'm a hardcore tough guy. I mean, man, you know what, man? I'm about to show these niggas how tough I Berlanga, you were raised with a father. You were raised with structure. You were what they say? You was a baseball player. What was you? You used to play baseball, and that was your sport or whatever the case is. Then your dad forced you to come to a boxing gym, and you stood in the boxing gym since then. See, that's what really be fucking me up about these niggas, man. Like these motherfuckers they tough in a boxing ring and they think that shit's gonna, translate over to, outside of the ring. Those are two totally different settings, man. You feel what I'm saying? So when I hear Edgar Blanca talking about he about to slap a legend and Oscar De La Hoya, nigga, you're out your fucking mind. You are not cut like that, bro. De La Hoya would be right in your face. You would not do it. You would not do it. Like, just keep it a buck. Me personally, like if niggas promoting and shit like that, there's plenty of other ways I could promote without, threatening to harm somebody. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna smack somebody unless I really like to the point where I have no choice but to do it. You see what I mean? Like I'm not cut like that. I'm not gonna tell you unless I'm playing with you, like we bitten. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'll smack the shit out of you and then I'm not gonna do it. If I say that shit publicly, it's because my mind is already made up. There's no other solutions. That's just where we're gonna have to go with it. But maybe that's just me, bro. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I'll smack Oscar De La Hoya for what? Oscar De La Hoya ain't do shit to me. Now y'all niggas talking about y'all got surprises for each other. Oscar De La Hoya said, "You gonna smack me? I dare you. I got a surprise for you." Now Edgar Berlanga talking about he got a surprise for De La Hoya. Well, what's the surprise y'all niggas talking about? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Oscar De La Hoya ain't the most ideal nigga with how freaky this nigga is. He ain't the most ideal nigga to beef with. You feel what I'm saying? Like he the type that he say he'll have a surprise for you, and then there'll be some shit that'll fuck your manhood up. Like I don't know if that's what you really want to do. Pack him, pack him, pack him. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like and low key, you know, Berlanga talking about he gonna smack De La Hoya. De La Hoya the type of nigga, he look like he like that shit. He look like he like that shit. Like if you smack De La Hoya, that shit might turn him on. So I don't even know if that's the type of nigga you want to be going back and forth with. You need to focus on Hamza Shiraz because he planning to knock your fucking block off in your hometown. You feel what I'm saying? So like I don't be understanding these niggas, bro. Like PYP Boxing says not one boxer in the game has given more to charity than Oscar De La Hoya since 1995. Facts. I mean, you might be on to something. Any nigga who name, any nigga who walk around calling himself D is a queer. Let me just say that. You a gossiping ass, you a listening ass nigga. Fall in line, faggot. Demonetized. Smoochie, I don't be doing I don't do anything to anybody on the internet. My girl could tell you. I don't be doing nothing to anybody on the internet. I just talk my box and I get off and I attend my life. Like these trolls, they wildin' today. I be having people commenting on my girl fucking TikTok, be following her. They follow family members of mine. Like they weird, bro. Like they super weird. Like I got real life stalkers on the internet. I don't know if it's because they attracted to me. I don't know if it's because I really traumatized them emotionally with these rants that I be going on. I don't know what it is, bro, but I got real life stalkers. Pittsburgh in the building. What up? Shout out to the PA brother. What's going on, man? Marlon said, how the fuck they find your family? Looking at my looking through my followers on social media, I guess. I mean, niggas is losers, bro. Uh, this dude said I look like a junkie. Musa Azam, I'm assuming that's your name. You look like a Pakistani, so just based off of that alone, I know you stink. So you really ain't got no room to be talking about anybody. You know what I mean? I know you stink. Y'all niggas be wearing that organic deodorant, still be smelling like all this ass. You feel what I mean? You ain't got the boxing talk. This shit just going left. I guess this is the type talk we gonna have today. Cause there ain't shit to talk about anyway. So I might as well just chop it up with these niggas. You know what I mean? Yo, listen, if y'all got any boxing questions, man, go ahead. But besides that, we just gonna be talking shit on here. Coffee Plant Wrench is super like on point right now. He's smacking, he really bodying niggas. You feel me? This is definitely the craziest like troll heist I've ever seen on my YouTube channel so far. That's how you know we popping. They mad. They mad I hit that 3K mark. You know what I mean? Little do y'all know. You know what I mean? We just got another 40 subs within the last couple days. We about to hit that 3,100 mark. Who commented on my girl stuff? I don't know, some weirdo. What he commented a couple times. She like deleted one comment. He came back with another one. Yeah. Like he's super weird. Yeah, 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 yeah. They sick. It is what it is. Y'all niggas can't stop what's in motion, cuz. Shout out to the 40 new subs. Absolutely. Shout out to the wrench gang too. Y'all carrying it right now. You know what I mean? What we talking about? What's on the people's mind, man? What? What's on the people's mind, man? Oscar De La Hoya a legend, man. Don't get it fucked up. He got a little bit of weird tendencies, but he a legend. And I've always heard that he was generous too. Baby girl Beck said, y'all better leave his girl alone. I got hands. Talking about you.
They're actually tagging you in my comments.
Yeah, but they still on your page. That's what's crazy. Like imagine you being that obsessed with another man. Like there's no way you could do this and then say you a heterosexual. Like there's no way. Like I never care about a man that much. The day that I start caring about a man that much, I might as well just break up with my girl because I must not be I must not be attracted to women. Oh yeah, I didn't get to watch the Berlanga Shiraz face off, but I seen Berlanga was wilding on there. He been tripping lately. I ain't gonna lie to you. That Canelo loss really did something to Berlanga like spirit. Like he sound really disturbed, like very delusional, very Tiafimo Lopez ish. I don't know if these Brooklyn niggas. I don't know what's in the water over there in Brooklyn, but it's like they take losses and become delusional. I remember Chris Colbert when he lost to Hector Luis Garcia. He was talking about how he beat himself and when he really got his ass whooped. Then we got motherfucking what's the other motherfucker? Not Edgar Berlanga. Fuck. That's how you know I'm tired. But Berlanga, he lost to Canelo. He talking about he stood toe to toe with Canelo and even said that he was better than Canelo. Like I'm like, bro, I don't understand y'all niggas, bro. Like, what is y'all talking about? Katie Taylor versus Serrano 3. You care? You gonna of course. I'm doing live fight commentary and reaction to that fight. That fight is that whole they can fight each other 20 times. It's gonna be lit every time. That's just how the way they style set up. You feel what I'm saying? Just like Bivol Better Be. They can fight each other 20 times. It's gonna be lit every single time. So of course. Is there a date for the Haney Norman fight? Not to my knowledge. I just heard that it's November. I don't think they solidified a date yet. But you know what I mean? Just look at every Saturday in November. You know what I mean? And you'll get a good idea of which one is. I mean, if it's 3 to 4 Saturdays in November, then it's one of them, right? I guess you would say. Bumgarner on the undercard. I could care less about Bumgarner. No disrespect to you, Smoochie. You know I fuck with you. Bumgarner, I don't care about what a drug cheat do. I don't like how they let her off so easy because this bitch be showing ass. You know what I mean? Wearing bathing suits on the yacht or boat or whatever, and all of a sudden niggas back on her top. I don't like that shit. I never been that. I never been that type nigga to overlook somebody with a shitty character because they look good. That's dead. And to be real with you, you know what I mean? If that's y'all type, if like Alicia Bumgarner your type, then cool. But like she not really all that. You feel me? Just my personal opinion. This nigga said free Diddy, keep the rest. That's crazy. Some nigga said free Diddy, keep the rest. Yo. My Wi-Fi name is still no Diddy, by the way. I gotta find a new. I think my new Wi-Fi name gonna be Lululemon. I think that's gonna be my new Wi-Fi name. So anyway,
Yours.
yeah. Yo, that bro, Alicia Bumgarner look like a straight nigga. Like she looked like she Alicia. I ain't even about to get into that, bro. I already done told y'all how I felt. What do I think about I think you meant to say did you mean Diego Pacheco? I think you mixed up David Benavidez and Diego Pacheco. I think you put both of their names together, brother. If we talking about Diego Pacheco, he one of my favorite. He one of my favorites. Odyssey. Um, outside of my top three, I think Diego Pacheco is right behind them. You know what I mean? Like Booz Benavidez, Bam. I think Diego Pacheco. I really like that. I like his abilities, man. I think he's extremely underrated, and I think his time coming. You know what I mean? Whenever Canelo get rid of them belts or whatever them belts get taken from him, or he start relinquishing titles or whatever. Diego Pacheco going to end up winning the world title at super middleweight. I don't think many people in the division are better than him. Just my opinion. I think he'll beat Caleb Plant right now. I know that's a hot take for some people, but I think Diego Pacheco will beat. I think he'll beat Berlanga. I think he'll beat a lot of them dudes. To be honest with you, I just think he need the opportunity. That Steve Nelson fight showed me a lot about him. Steve Nelson, a dangerous fighter, bro. And Steve Nelson will still give a lot of people gas at super middleweight. Just my opinion. This the thing. Alicia Bumgarner don't even got a big butt. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? She got like an athletic build and all that shit. Just is she like butt ass ugly? No, but she not all that neither. You know what I mean? You take a black girl, they be taking black girls and mix them with something, and all these coon ass niggas be talking about, oh man, she a foreign. Nigga, she from Ohio. What is you talking about? The fuck? She from the US. Relax. They hate that a lot of these coon ass niggas, they won't even date their own kind. But if you take their kind and mix them with something else, oh, she a foreign, bro. She regular, cuz. Cut it out. J Cash said, yeah, I got my money on Pacheco. If he was to fight Berlanga, he gonna whoop his ass and Berlanga gonna throw another I survive parade. He gonna have four niggas riding dirt bikes behind him in Puerto Rico. He was like, Paquelo Sepa! Paquelo Sepa! Get the fuck out of here. That nigga is a huele bicho. Dr. Umar would be ashamed. You ever met Dr. Umar? Unfortunately not, but I would love to meet Dr. Umar. Don't I watch Dr. Umar all the time? I love Dr. Umar. I mean, obviously, I don't agree with all of his principles because if I did, I wouldn't be with my girl. Because this nigga said, like, that, like, if you black, you don't need to be dating black women. Like, that's it. Like, don't date outside your race and all that other shit. I don't necessarily believe in that, but I do love, his philosophies on, being independent, having black banks, you know what I mean, black businesses, not relying on, the white power structure in order to survive and, keeping black families together. You know what I mean? That's why I fucked with Kevin Samuels. I like this message. He was harsh, but he had a good message. Um, he wanted better for his people. And that's what I like about Dr. Umar. And I like how passionate he is about, you know, just black topics. You know what I'm saying? Very, very intelligent man too. Very intelligent man. Very, very intelligent. But we don't agree on every. I don't see eye to eye on like everything he says. But when he gets into like spirituality, that's the part of Dr. Umar a lot of people don't know. Like when he talks about like karma, destiny, spirituality, and things of that nature. Man, that guy's low key a genius. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't heard nobody. I haven't heard many people as well spoken as him, as well thought out as him, and like how the way how fast he responds, and he's very very intelligent. But what's crazy? Dr. Umar, he lived like 10 minutes away from me, but I've never ran into him. It's probably because he travels so frequently. Not said Shiraz about to beat Berlanga. He definitely can. Shiraz is the more skilled fighter for real. For real. I think that if he doesn't get into like firefights with Berlanga, he keeps it like at a chess match. If he dictates the pace of the fight behind his jab and makes Berlanga his whole thing, he should be looking to get Berlanga frustrated. Don't give him what he want. Don't stand in the pocket with him. Don't trade with him because as strong as Berlanga is, if you get into a 50-50 exchange with Berlanga, is a likelihood he might clip you. Don't give him that opportunity. You just stay behind your jab. You stay behind your, you know what I mean? Get your movement off. Keep making Berlanga reset his feet. And once he gets frustrated and starts lunging in with punches and telegraphing his shots and, what I mean, pretty much going for broke, that's when you start really putting that shit on him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play Matador. You gotta play the motherfucking Matador with Berlanga. You feel me? Diego Pacheco versus John Beck. Is John Beck moving up to 68? John Beck is vicious, man. That guy is dangerous. That'll be a great fight. But John Beck gotta move up. He need to decide whether what I mean, he's staying at 160 or he moving up. If he moving up, I love the fight. I'll tell you what though. if Hamza defeats Edgar Berlanga, especially in brutal fashion in New York, that's gonna derail a lot of shit for Berlanga, man. A lot of shit. Like when he lost to Canelo, it was like, all right, you know what I mean? Like we expected it. But if he goes ahead, because he fought that Montakia dude, man, that was a terrible cherry pick from Edgar Berlanga. You feel what I mean? And he calling out Plant, he calling out Charlo, he calling out, man was calling out everybody and his mother at the top of the super middleweight division. If he goes ahead, he fights Hamza Shiraz, who's moving up to 160 and get beat in brutal fashion. It's gonna look real bad. Jonabek wants Canelo. That's interesting. I think Turkey putting Hamza Shiraz in a position where he'll face Canelo. You know, he a brand ambassador for Riyadh season, and Turkey like to take care of his people that that are ambassadors. You see what he do with Bud. You know what I'm saying? You see what he's doing for Hamza Shiraz currently. He about to be a main event over Shakur Stevenson in a non-title fight. A non-title fight is the main event over a WBC lightweight world title bout against the number one contender in the lightweight division. That's how you know Turkey take care of his people. You know what I'm saying? So Turkey wants Hamza to win because he understands that if he wins, that could put Hamza in a great position to fight Canelo Alvarez. So Berlanga beats Plant, but not Charlo. Yeah, man, it's just Caleb Plant he can box like a motherfucker, man. He's very skilled, very crafty. You know what I mean? Uh, very, very sharp, I would say, with some sneaky power. But his stamina has always been his Achilles heel, man. We see it, and I've known that ever since the Jose Euskadigi fight that he had some like conditioning issues, but I couldn't figure out why. You know what I'm saying? I seen it in the Caleb Truax fight. You know, I think that's what caused him to get stopped against Canelo Alvarez. The David Benavidez fight, and now with the fuck is this dude name? Resendiz in the Resendiz fight. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't know if that's genetics, where he just doesn't have the best conditioning or the greatest set of lungs. I don't know if his lack of preparation. I don't know if his recreational activities outside of the ring. I don't know what it is, because from what I heard, Caleb Plant is a hard worker, and he don't cut no corners. You know what I mean? He really lived a lifestyle. So I don't know what it could be. I really don't know what it could be. Cause I know he working on his conditioning. He live in Las Vegas, bro. This man lives in the desert. I'm sure he do road work out there and all types of shit, bro. He had Coach Larry Wade with him. He like a top strength and conditioning coach in boxing right now. So it's like, how, like, you putting in the work, why are you still fatiguing? I don't know. It could be, this. I do think genetics do. I think genetics to an extent play a part in like your conditioning. You know what I'm saying? There's people who naturally got better stamina than others. So I don't know if he's just lacking in that department. Maybe he's overtraining. I don't know. Maybe Caleb Plant got weight issues. I don't know. It could be a lot of things. If he had the conditioning like a motherfucking like an Errol Spence, like prime Errol Spence, his conditioning was phenomenal. Subriel Matias type conditioning, man, Caleb Plant would be an issue. If he didn't get tired, bro, if he didn't get tired in fights, motherfuckers will be assed out because he is that sharp. He got heart. He got the boxing ability. He got the mentality. Just seemed like that gas tank just, you know, empties out pretty quick, man. Ralph says maybe it's a psychological thing. Yeah, maybe maybe he be in his head too much. I don't know. Because if your mental ain't right, you see, this is how powerful the mind is. You could be in phenomenal shape, but if your mind is telling you that you're losing or you're not performing right, and you start the overthinking, that mental, that overthinking and shit can make you feel like you're physically fatigued when it's really just you being in your head too much. You feel what I'm saying? That's how powerful the imagination is. That's how powerful the brain is. It can make you think something that, or make you see things that's not even there. Caleb Plant is a great boxer. It's just he goes against absolute killers. I mean, Resendiz, I honestly thought that he could have defeated Resendiz. You feel what I mean? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I classify Resendiz as a killer. Canelo, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He probably the most experienced guy in boxing right now. For everybody and their mom. David Benavidez, yeah, he a killer. You feel what I'm saying? But like Resendiz, I don't know. I think Resendiz was put in a position where he was supposed to lose, and he just so happened to, defy the odds. Eddie Alvarez, salute from Michigan, salute to Eddie Alvarez, named after the UFC fighter from Philadelphia. Shout out to Eddie Alvarez. You feel what I'm saying? Salute, salute, salute. But yeah, I don't know how we got into the Caleb Plant talk, but um regardless, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how Caleb Plant moves now. Like, cause I don't know if he could really survive at 175. To be honest with you, like if he having weight issues, 'cause I know he was trying to go down to 160. He didn't do too well getting down to 160, so he went to 68. He became world champion there and shit like that. But I don't know if Caleb Plant has the qualities necessary to be, a solid 175. I don't know if he taking punches from those guys at 175. Them 7 pounds make a huge difference. Caleb needs to go to 54. Ain't no way he making 54, bro. No way. You see how trim he be at 168, bro? He be trim as fuck at 168. Ain't no way he getting down to 54. I don't even think he can make 60, to be real with you. I don't know what his walk around is, but he a full-fledged 168, bro. You know what I mean? He been making the 168 limit so long. I don't know how you can really demand him to just go 2 weight classes below like that, man. That you gonna put that man in the hospital. You gonna have that man in the in the motherfucking uh you gonna have him in the hospital like Floyd Schofield, man. Breathing out a tube and shit. Yeah, Caleb Plant, nah. Nah, not at all. No, not at all. See, obviously, you said he can make it and rehydrate the 170. That's definitely not happening. What? What did niggas just say? Oh no. Oh no. What we doing with him, y'all? Who this nigga calling Papi Chulo? Yo, that nigga wildin'. Yo, babe, what's up with these niggas? I'm over here going back and forth with this nigga talking boxing. He gonna talk about chill, Papi Chulo. What? See, man, you was chilling until you got on some weird shit. Now you got packed. Shout out to Ralph for keeping that wrench handy. Let's continue this boxing talk, man. I probably got another good 20 minutes on here. I'm gonna give y'all an hour and I'm gonna bid y'all do. You know what I mean? This nigga J Cash wilding in the chat. But it's a valid question. If Crawford beat Canelo, we need him and M. Billy. Canelo, man, Crawford ain't fighting no goddamn M. Billy. He ain't fighting that big ass, strong ass nigga, man. He going up to fight Canelo because it's for a huge fucking bag, and because Canelo really a smaller dude in a big division, so he sees like some opportunities where like he feel like it'll be more even in comparison to fighting a full fledged super middle. He ain't fighting on full-fledged 168. You said who you got, Bud or Canelo? I think it's gonna be an uphill battle for Bud, like I've always stated since way before the fight even got announced. Uh, I always said that there's a lot of questions for Bud to answer, and this is what happens when you move up multiple divisions in one sitting. I've always said, and I stand by this point right here, and this is why I might get an edge to Canelo Alvarez, even though I know Bud has the potential to win. One, what is his punch resistance going to be like? How is he going to be able to take a punch? How is he going to be able to take a punch? How is he going to react when he takes a punch from a full-fledged super middleweight? Yeah, Canelo is very small for the weight division, but he's been acclimated to that weight division for years now. He's shown to be able to concuss dudes at 168. So that's one. So that, Canelo's a smaller guy. Yes, he's moved up multiple weight classes, but at the same time, he's dangerous at the weight class. And we get more, and from fights that we've seen, we are pretty sure that Canelo could hold his own at 168. He's become undisputed there. Bud hasn't. How's he gonna be able to take a punch? How are his feet gonna be at the 168-pound division? With him being significantly heavier than he's ever been in his career, how do we know that he's gonna be as agile as he's been in the smaller weight classes like 35, 40, and 47, and even 54? Another thing, how do we know that Bud is gonna have the punch, the punching power necessary to get somebody like Canelo Alvarez's respect? With him not having to train as hard to get the weight up off him, how are we gonna be sure that his conditioning is gonna be up to par to box Canelo Alvarez, who's been historically a pressure fighter at 168 for 12 rounds? These are things we got to take into consideration. Is Bud a dog? Yes. Does he have a winning mentality? Yes. Does he have the fighting spirit? Yes. Is he an extremely skilled fighter? Yes. Is he a great fighter? Yes. But there's weight classes set up in the sport of boxing for a reason. I've always said this. So regardless of what you know, what I believe about Terrence Crawford and shit like that, it's an uphill battle nonetheless, bro. However, Canelo Alvarez looks significantly older in his fight against William Skull. You could chalk that up to not being motivated or not really, taking the fights, as serious as he would, Terrence Crawford. But the reality still stands. He looks slower. He looked older. Feet look slower than they already were. Punches telegraphed, you know what I'm saying? Gas tank not up to par, as has always been historically at 168. Um, there's a lot of holes that Terrence Crawford could take advantage of, but we don't know if he'll take advantage of those holes until he answers those questions that I set forth at the beginning of this conversation. You feel what I mean? We gotta see how his legs look. We gotta see how his punch resistance looks. We gotta see how his punching power looks. We gotta see how his conditioning looks. Like these are things that we got to take into consideration before, we just jump out the window and say Bud is gonna beat Canelo. And if you had that opinion, that's cool. It's very possible. Maybe he'll wash Canelo. We don't know. But me personally, I gotta see some fight footage. I gotta see some type of like sparring footage. I need to see some media workouts. I need to be given that reassurance that Terrence Crawford, you know, is right for the weight class. Marlon 2631 says Canelo been fighting since he was 15. That's a lot of wear and tear in the boxing ring. Canelo is older. That's a fact. That's definitely a fact. And does Canelo have a lot of experience? Yes, but a lot of experience could also equate to high mileage. You know what I mean? A lot of people would just bring up experience, bring up experience, bring up experience. Okay, cool. Deontay Wilder has a lot of experience, right? Fought Tyson Fury 3 times. You know what I mean? Fought Luis Ortiz twice. He's fought some high caliber guys. If he were to fight Moses Atama right now, and we say, oh, Deontay Wilder is the more experienced fighter. Does that necessarily mean he beats Moses at this point in time? Not necessarily, because Deontay Wilder has a lot of mileage on him. You see what I mean? So, Canelo, has he been in there with elite level guys? Yes. Does he have the best resume in boxing right now? Yes. But all of those fights will eventually start to wear on you. And like everybody in the boxing world says, Father Time is undefeated. So it could definitely catch up to you overnight. You never know, bro. You could get old in one fight. Trust me. And Conquest said ex farmer. I mean, yeah. I think he got caught cold, honestly. I just think he got caught with a good shot very early. And when you get caught cold, it's hard to come back from. But regardless, yeah, Father Time is undefeated. And yes, that's a great example, Conquest, because uh, Kid Austin came into the fight, the less experienced guy. But I guess the high mileage from Tevin Farmer showed in this fight right here. You know what I mean? He didn't see the shot. His body didn't react well to the shot. And he got stopped. And I seen Tevin Farmer saying that he felt like the referee stopped the fight too early. Tev, knock it off. Knock it off, man. That referee saved you, because the first knockdown was a bad knockdown, right? You didn't see the shot. You was blinded. Had a hard fall. Cool. Second knockdown was even worse, because of the way you hit the canvas, your head, like, you looked like you had some sort of whiplash when you went back. Like, you couldn't even control, your body wasn't even in control as you fell. So that's how I know you was out. And then on top of that, when this man Kid Austin was wilding on you, you were defenseless. You didn't throw any punches back. You try to latch on to him and hang on for dear life. Man, the referee knew you was done. So he saved you from yourself. That's all that is. Chef Josh, he says, Bud has the skills to beat Canelo. Canelo swings for the fences on a lot of his shots, and Bud won't be an easy target to hit because he has good defense and has great timing. Bud could stop him. That's a hell of a prediction to say that Bud is stopping, considering, Canelo Alvarez got one of the best chins in the sport of boxing right now. But, of course, you're entitled to your opinion, and it's definitely possible. And your assessment of, like, Canelo Alvarez swinging for the fences, and yeah, we seen that with William Scott. We seen he had gotten frustrated, was just loading up on bombs. He was missing a lot of shots. I think Terrence Crawford could make him miss a lot of shots as well. But the questions still stand. What if Bud doesn't have the conditioning at 168 that he did at 47 and 54, and when he makes Canelo Alvarez miss, he doesn't have he doesn't believe in his gas tank enough to make him pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, these are things, like having bad conditioning, going into a fight. And I'm sure Terrence Crawford will be in phenomenal shape, but I don't know if he's gonna be in the same type of shape at 68 that he'll be at 147. It's a totally different weight class. You got a totally different amount of weight on your body. Yeah, you might feel stronger. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gotta cut weight. Yeah, you're gonna feel replenished. Yeah, you're gonna feel energized. But are you gonna still have that same grit? You know what I mean? Because what a lot of people don't really know is, when you making them weight cuts, man, you really developing a different type of mental fortitude. You because you really biting down and you getting each pound off. You know what I mean? And it take a certain type of determination to, get that weight off of you, especially if it's a tough cut. You know what I mean? So I really think that cutting weight, especially like a significant amount of weight, could really help with, building your mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? And I guess you won't have that same bite down. You won't have that same determination, grit, stuff like that, if you're not really cutting much to get down to the weight class. That's just my personal opinion. Eddie Alvarez says Devin and Norman. You know what's crazy, Eddie? I put a video together earlier today that I was gonna post, but for some reason, bro, the video never uploaded. A very, very frustrating thing when you uploading the video through your phone, and you know what I mean? You on Wi-Fi and everything, they just take a sweet ass time uploading. But it never uploaded. So I never really got to put the prediction out there. But what I want to say, I think this is a competitive fight. I think this is a dangerous fight for both guys from a stylistic standpoint. When you look at Devin Haney, a lot of people, especially since the Ryan Garcia fight, that they've been running around saying that Devin Haney is punchy. You know, he can't take a punch. You know what I mean? He went through PTSD after the Ryan Garcia fight, so he doesn't want to get hit. He's scary, all this shit. And now he's going in there with probably the biggest puncher at 147 pounds right now, and Brian Norman, who, you know, came off of a spectacular knockout of the year candidate against Jin Sasaki. And Brian Norman has proved that he has one punch knockout power. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that could really, you know, give Devin Haney trouble. You see what I mean? However, on the other side of the coin, we've seen historically, especially within that Quentin Randall fight, that, you know, Brian Norman doesn't do too well with guys who, you know, want to box and move. You feel what I mean? Quentin Randall is not on a Devin Haney's level. In my opinion, Devin Haney's better than him all around the board. They two totally different levels of fighters. I think that Devin Haney has fast hands. He has fast feet. He can stop at the drop of a dime. You know what I mean? Which definitely plays into, you know, how gifted he is athletically. I think those things in combination with having a world class jab could give Brian Norman a lot of problems. You see what I mean? Brian Norman typically does well with styles where, you know, they coming forward and they're trying to apply pressure and, you know, fight on the inside. That's when Brian Norman stays composed. You know what I mean? If he gets hit with a shot, he maintains his composure. You know what I mean? He stays calm in the fire. He shoots shots in between, and, you know, eventually he's bound to catch you with a shot and, you know, change the momentum of the fight. Devin Haney's not going to give him them opportunities. You know what I mean? Devin Haney is actually going to be, you know, cautious. You know what I mean? He's going to box. He's going to keep that jab on him. Whenever, you know, Brian Norman tries to lunge in or step in or whatever the case is, Devin Haney's going to keep his range, keep making him pay with the jab. And, you know, whenever, you know, Brian Norman is off balance or he's walking in with no punches at all, he's going to run into shots and get turned. His feet going to be constantly reset, and he's not going to be in position to punch very often. And I don't think that Devin Haney's going to give him any opportunities to really counter him. You know what I'm saying? So I think, in all honesty, if we talking about, you know, styles, I think that Devin Haney is going to outbox Brian Norman. I think he's going to beat him by a unanimous decision. I think that Brian Norman is going to have a tough time, you know, landing them big clean shots. And let's not get it fucked up. You know what I mean? If Brian Norman does land the clean shots, he could probably get Devin Haney up out of there because Brian Norman is that strong of a puncher. But it's hard to hit something that's not standing in front of you. It's hard to, you know, it's hard to hit a moving target. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my personal thing. That's just my personal opinion. I think that Devin Haney is the more skilled, smarter fighter. I think that, you know, Brian Norman is great at what he does in terms of counterpunching ability and fighting on the inside and, you know, things of that nature. But I don't think, you know, those things that he specializes in is going to be put to use against Devin Haney. So he's going to have to resort to different tools, you know, tools that he doesn't have to use too often. And since he doesn't use it too often, how are we to know that them tools are going to be sharp? You feel what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm looking forward to it. That's a great fight. I know the promotion behind these two fighting is going to go absolutely crazy. The fathers are going to be going at it. You know, they went at it most recently. It got a little bit too personal, in my opinion, but yeah, I mean, the fight was made, so, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to them for coming together, being men, and making this shit happen. But the promotion behind this is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all of this comes about. Are you on the toilet weird angle? No, I'm chilling on your mother's sofa right now, waiting for her to finish making my motherfucking turkey sandwich. You feel what I mean? With all the cuttings. My fault, man. Let me show you on my sofa, man. My fault. I'm sorry. I'm at your mother house, so it's our sofa. You feel me? Motherfucking motherfucking turkey sandwich. You're like my shit on regular bread. Don't bring that wheat bread and that bullshit. Cause I heard you got a little stomach problem. So you know what I mean? You go poo poo a lot. So because you go poo poo a lot, you poo poo the toilet all the time. You know what I mean? She gotta have like special type of bread and special type of milk. Fuck all that. We having whole milk, red cap in that motherfucking fridge. And we also gonna have some motherfucking regular bread in this bitch. Kings. You feel me? We won't be doing none of that wheat bread, that low fat shit because your tummy hurt, nigga. Fuck out of here. Bullies, what up? Every time he throw that jab out there, gonna be an opportunity to counter. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You think every jab could be countered? Not at all. What if he feint behind the jab and throw Norman Timon off? What if he take that jab and take a half step back and get out of range for Brian Norman to fire something? Just because not every jab you're just staying in place. You feel what I'm saying? So that's not true at all. What if he throw the jab? What if he throw more than one jab? If you throwing punches right behind each other, it's gonna be hard for you to get countered. So that's not necessarily true. If he can't get past Devin jab, he already lost. Yeah, I think he gonna have I think he gonna have a tough time getting past that jab, bro. I'm telling you. It what would have really fucked Devin Haney over is if he get brave. You know what I mean? Like he see Brian Norman breaking down or getting tired or whatever, and then all of a sudden he flipped this switch where you know what I mean. He get a little bit. He starts stepping to Norman. That's when shit could really go soft. To be honest with you, but besides that, throwing punches right behind each other means you're exchanging. Not necessarily, bro. Not necessarily. You could throw punches right behind each other and the fighter won't respond. So it's only an exchange if if your opponent is throwing back. And with Devin Haney's hand speed, I don't know if Brian Norman is gonna, you know, punching with him at the same time. I think he kind of spots. You know what I'm saying? But you saying every time he throw a jab, there's gonna be a counter. That's not true. Show me a fight where Brian Norman has countered every single time somebody threw a jab. You're not gonna see that. And with somebody with the world class jab of Devin Haney, the reason why it's a world class jab is because he could throw it in a variety of ways. So Brian Norman, in order for him to be, persistent in his counter punching abilities, you said you think Norman faster than Devin? You out your fucking mind, next gen. Do you what? What the fuck? Norman faster than Devin? Based off what? This dude crazy as hell. Stronger than Devin, yes. Bigger puncher than Devin, yes. But he's not faster than Devin, bro. More explosive than Devin, yeah. But he's not faster than Dev. Hands or feet. Sorry. Crazy as hell. This boy next jump be having some crazy ass takes. Say what you want about Devin, but the kid is disciplined. Yeah, yeah, he definitely is. You gotta give him credit for that. The next jump be having some crazy ass takes though, boy. He said Norman faster than Devin. I don't even think Norman would admit that. Nah. You gotta see that the Jose Ramirez fight when he was stopping on the dime and firing combinations. Brian Norman ain't shooting no 1-2 fast like that, bro. Fuck no. Explosiveness isn't necessarily speed neither. speed could definitely play a part, but explosiveness is like when you shoot powerful combinations. I guess you could say speed is involved with that, but I know explosive motherfuckers who not that fast. No, explosiveness is throwing the combinations and you know uh having bad intentions behind it. At the same time. I personally know people who are explosive but don't have like this tremendous hand speed neither. Are there any fighters that's explosive but not fast? I never looked at Artur Beterbiev as somebody who's tremendously fast, but he explosive than a motherfucker though. Do you look at Beterbiev as being like this fast? Daniel Dubois, he another good example. Yeah, Beterbiev ain't fast. But when he put them bitches together, you not gonna say he ain't explosive. So speed could definitely give that extra little flash to the explosiveness, but that's not like the end all be all. Like you don't need to be fast for you to be considered explosive. How about the ring being 18 by 18? I don't think that shit really gonna play a part for real. Yeah, Wilder wasn't the fastest neither. I was hearing somebody say that the reason why Wilder was knocking people out was because of his hand speed. I'm like, bro, Wilder was never that fast. Like he wasn't. That man had God gifted power. James Tony had fast hands at 160 though. So of course when he got up to the higher weight classes, he was just a little bit he was a lot more efficient. But like I seen this man at 160 have super fast hands. Super fast hands. But I think as he moved up in weight, he stopped emphasizing his hand speed. Explosiveness is acceleration and power. It's a good one. Um, hold on. Shout out to the 32 people in the building. But Bully said to go back to that 18 by 18 shit. 18 by 18 ring. I don't think that shit really gonna play a part, man. I don't give a fuck how small you make the ring. If a motherfucker got the better skills than you was gonna show. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna show regardless. Skills pay the bills no matter how small you make that ring. So when motherfucking Shakur Stevenson, who they label as a runner, you know what I mean? When he's still able to implement his style and get the victory over Williams Cepeda, I'm gonna see what they gotta say. You know what I mean? They trying to dethrone YSM. They want the throne they wanted to dethrone the black style so bad. The black American boxer. They want to disrupt that style so bad because they ain't got no answers for it. It's like the tush push with the Eagles. You know what I mean? They had a whole vote set up to ban that play because they couldn't figure it out. You know what I mean? They knew they couldn't stop it, so they was trying to ban it. You feel what I'm saying? Shit corny. Y'all enabling motherfuckers to go to the gym and not learn anything. You're enabling these fighters to believe that they flaws are okay to have. You know what I mean? I never heard David Benavidez complain about a ring being 20 by 20 when he faced these out boxers like Andre the Plant. I just seen the nigga go out there, cut the ring off, and beat their ass like he's supposed to. Motherfuckers who know how to cut off the ring and apply pressure correctly to outbox. I never heard him complain about people being runners. That shit that Eastside Cruz does because he one dimensional. That shit that Canelo Alvarez does because he older and don't know how to pick his feet up anymore. Yeah, they bro, that they really think that cutting a ring down by 2 feet is just gonna completely neutralize the outboxer. Okay. So when that ring 18 by 18 and Shakur still puts on a master class of boxing against Cepeda and shuts him out on them scorecards, then what? He said you could play half court, Jordan still gonna ice you. That's a great point. I like that analogy. Mr. Danny Guns, what up? That's a great analogy though, Conquest. I like that. You could play half court, Jordan still gonna ice you. Facts. The skills gonna show regardless. They so intimidated by that style, they trying to get rid of it by any means. But then you got these little goofy ass niggas like Showbiz running around talking about, oh man, you when I say there's no running rule, it doesn't apply to black fighters. And then went on to name two black fighters out of the three. I think he mentioned like Guillermo Rigondeaux. What he mentioned? Guillermo Rigondeaux, William Skull, and like Archie Sharp or some bullshit like that. Bro, are we about to sit here and act like Guillermo Rigondeaux and William Skull ain't black? So because they nationality is Cuban, they not black. Being a black man, you should know that they black men. You're a fucking idiot, cousin. You really stupid. And keep it real. Y'all didn't start coming up with this no running rule after y'all watched the Archie Sharp fight. So miss me with the bullshit. Y'all came out with this no running rule after, them fights that happened back to back. And there was two people that was heavily criticized for their performance. It was Devin Haney and William Skull. Them two fighters right there who are both black give you the inspiration to come up with that so-called rule. Let's cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. J Cash said David also respects different boxing styles and doesn't mind finding somebody with the style that's a polar opposite of his. Plus, some of his favorite fighters in the sport are defensive-minded fighters. And what I love about David Benavidez, he always working on something new. I'll be seeing him pushing his conditioning. Then I'm seeing him working with what was his name, Jorge Rubio. Working on defense and what I mean. I'm seeing him working on his footwork. He taking advice from Andre Ward, who's an all-time great. You know what I mean? When Andre Ward was giving him some pointers about his jab and how to stepping off the line and like, bro, David is a true student. Like, I don't know how you can't like David Benavidez. He not ducking no smoke. He going into the smoke, giving you great fights. Then on top of that, he's calling out the best. And even though the business of boxing is interfering with these big fights happening right now, um, he's still pressuring the champions to go ahead and fight him. You know what I mean? And what he's also doing, since he's not getting the big dogs at 175 right now, he's searching for the next big opponent, which happens to be Callum Smith. I heard they working on it. So you gotta tip your hat to David Benavidez, man. You seen David working with the kids in the gym, giving them advice. Yeah. David Benavidez was that kid one time who was underestimated, overlooked. Everybody thought his brother was gonna be the next big star. They didn't think much of him. They was, oh, he a little fat motherfucker. What? And he ain't gonna do nothing. And David Benavidez ain't have a lot of amateur fights because he can never make weight. So, yeah, I mean, him giving back to the kids, you know, he looking at them and he see himself. Yeah, you gotta fuck with David Benavidez, bro. Like, if you a true boxing fan and you like to see fighters that fight the other best fighters and look for the best competition, look for all the smoke. Like, I don't know. And then if y'all not fans of the outboxer, David Benavidez on a totally different type of time. So why wouldn't y'all fuck with him? He exciting. He give y'all the biggest fights possible. I think he like the last fighter I ever heard of that be doing meet and greets. You don't really see fighters do that anymore because they don't fuck with boxing fans. I heard David Benavidez doing meet and greets at like little events and shit like that. Schofield looked good to my untrained eye. Well, it happened so fast. It's really hard to assess, you know, how good Floyd Schofield looked and shit like that, man. He blinded him with the jab, whipped it was a short right hook he shot around. Seven Farmer didn't see it. And he was never able to recover. Tevin Farmer got up too fast. His legs wasn't underneath him. So that's happened. That happens. That's boxing. And like Tevin Farmer, he done had losses and he been stopped early in his career. But I don't think he ever been in that situation. Like, yeah, he was experienced. You know what I mean? But I don't think he experienced that. You could tell there was some inexperience there. Nah, Reed, we about to check out for real. We just kicking it. Marlon 2631 says kid is good, but the goat talk from his dad be losing me. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But that's just him believing in his son. You feel me? Like if and I feel like everybody would appreciate getting that type of support from their father, especially if they looking to be the greatest of all time. You feel me? So I think that's just him encouraging his son, and I think it rubs people off the wrong way because it comes across as like arrogant or disrespectful. But I think it's just Auntie Sco, just being the best support system for his son that he can be. And for those of y'all who don't have kids, I mean, y'all might not understand that, but I do. Because whatever my son decides to do with his life, I'm gonna be the biggest supporter of. Like, if my son want to be a barber, I'm supporting that 1,000%. If he wants to be a chef, we're gonna do that 1,000%. If he wants to be a painter, I'm gonna support that 1,000%. Like, we really, like, as fathers, we should support our kids to the max, even if it offend other people. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like, I see the shit that these fathers be doing for their sons, and I applaud it. A lot of people be getting their feelings about it. And when I really get to understand who these people are, a lot of them really lack a strong male figure in their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know what I mean? That shit just pans out for people like that sometimes. And I'm not saying, that's you, by the way. That's not me, being disrespectful to who the one who wrote that comment? Let me see, let me see, let me see. That wasn't me talking about you, Marlon. You know what I mean? I don't know your situation. And you might have had a big supportive father yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody entitled to their opinion, but a lot of the people that I hear, talking crazy about these supportive fathers slash trainers and shit like that. You know what I mean? They didn't really have that strong male support system in their life. You feel me? That's like a correlation I'm starting to notice. Danny Garcia dad used to get the other fighters so mad they won't follow a game plan. Danny was quiet as fuck. He'll just fight. Yeah. Floyd Sr. was like that too. And Roger Mayweather used to talk crazy. Like and that was Floyd uncle. Like that's just the role that they decided to put on. I mean, Ruben Guerrero did it for Robert Guerrero. He ran like a chicken. Like, yeah, like that's just some niggas, just some trainers like to talk shit. Roger was definitely a real one. He didn't play that shit. Floyd Senior a real one. Shit. Floyd Senior was a real one for real, for real. That man is the reason why Floyd turned out to be as great as he was. And it's sad that Floyd didn't start giving his pops his props until Roger got sick. You know what I mean? Struggling with diabetes and dementia and shit like that. He didn't really start showing his pops as, you know, and I know Floyd went through a lot of pain with his father being in jail and shit like that, but you know, that wasn't the necessarily the best route to go, but he went to jail and he risked his freedom to take care of you. You feel me? It might have not been the best route, but nonetheless, he took that route to make sure you was good. And Floyd never really seemed to understand that, man. He grew up and became real defiant and disrespectful towards his pop. You know what I mean? Like as a young boy, I used to laugh. I remember sitting there and laughing when Floyd Jr. and Floyd Sr., but that was just me being young, inexperienced, immature, and not knowing shit. Me being a full-fledged father now to a 2-year-old, bro. Like that shit, I watch that now and that shit break my heart, bro. That shit really that shit breaks my heart. I pray to God that I never had them type of disputes with my son. Like I really pray to God that I never have to go through that with my son. That's a different type of pain, bro. Amir Khan could have won that fight easy. But bullies, if you watch that fight between Danny and Amir, Danny was timing him the whole time. Because Danny had great time and he was a great counter puncher. And he understood that he couldn't keep up with Khan's speed, so he punched with him. Because the thing about Khan to throw punches, he first of all, he was predictable with his combination. He threw a lot of straight shots. And when he threw a lot of straight shots, he left a lot of openings, man. He would stand up tall, chin in the air. You know what I mean? He wouldn't bring his hands back up on he wouldn't bring his hands back to the defense after he was done punching. So he left Danny with a lot of openings. You watch that fight, go watch that fight back. Because the fight didn't last that long. Go watch that fight back. Danny threw a few hooks that hit Khan, but it just wasn't on the money. It was just a little off. And then Khan, jumps in with a 1-2, 1-2, whatever the case is, and Danny rings this shit. And he never recovered. He never recovered. Yeah, Khan. The only time I seen Khan like really do well with the hook is when he dropped Mike Donna with that body shot. Uh, but yeah, man. Let me see. We all good. Did I see Taporia's success in boxing? That's the thing, y'all. A lot of people see like motherfuckers in the octagon that box well and shit like that, and think because they box well in the octagon that it'll translate well in the boxing ring. That's not always the case. You know what I'm saying? You could look good boxing in the octagon against guys who don't specialize in boxing. You know what I mean? It could be a jujitsu guy. You could look good boxing against a jujitsu specialist or a Muay Thai specialist or a wrestler. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, but we won't really know how successful Taporia will be in boxing until he faces a legit boxer. Yeah, yeah, jack off. I'll be boxing your mom tonsils for sure. I box your mother's tonsils on the regular. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I can't really say whether Taporia will be successful in boxing or not. You know what I mean? I gotta see him in there with a legit boxer that could give him some type of, obstacles. Look good against MMA fighters, though. I ain't gonna lie. I tell you what, though, Taporia got a nasty left hook to the body, like nasty. Punching power, insane. But what happens when he's in there with a guy who could counter him pretty well? Because when I'm watching Taporia let his hands go, he keeping his head right on the center line. I see that shit. You know what I mean? That could be somebody's he could get put on a highlight reel for that in boxing. But he could punch like a motherfucker. His left hook to the body is nasty. He punch hard with both hands. He a fucking beast. And I don't know if anybody in the UFC right now, especially in his new weight division, I don't know if they could dish. I don't know if they could take what he dishing out. He putting belt to ass, bro. Like he did Oliveira so dirty, bro. I felt so bad for Oliveira because he a fan favorite and shit like that. So I know a lot of people left that arena sad than a motherfucker, boy. He said he want to fight Canelo. He too little for Canelo. Jujub, your music ass, cousin. Give up. Don't worry, bro. Target hiring. Cashiers, 15 an hour. Yeah, Oliveira got put out, bro. That was bad. I think like once Oliveira realized he couldn't take Taporia down, it was basically like him accepting his fate. Like I genuinely think like he ain't even try to evade the punch. Looked like he just was like, man, fuck it, it is what it is, and got put. Did I hear about Roach saying he wants to fight Dev after he beat Tank? Yeah, but that shit don't even make sense, cause it's like he was just saying that if Tank didn't give you the rematch, then you'll explore a fight with Shakur. I don't know. I don't know if I believe Lamar Roach in that situation. And even let's say he dead serious. Who's to say that guarantees uh Devin Haney a fight? And what if Devin Haney be like, man, ain't nobody fighting this nigga, bro? Like, let me worry about whoever in my division. Like, I don't know. That shit don't even make sense for real. Don't nobody want to see that. I'm from Philadelphia, Miguel. Roach definitely enjoying the attention he getting though. That's good. But I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody that came through and show love to the channel as always. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button, that'll be very much appreciated. I'm gonna go ahead and get me some motherfucking sleep because a motherfucker is tired. You feel what I mean? Until then, y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, y'all can go ahead and hit the like button. This is Mazuma TV, the home of boxing excellence. I'll holler at y'all, man. Peace.